Yo, what's up, everybody? Wonderful week this week. It is Thanksgiving week. And guess what? The markets are not going to be closed in crypto because crypto is 24 hours, 365, 7 days a week. So we have a really awesome week ahead for crypto. I'm pretty excited to see how things are going to be playing out. So today, what's going on with the market? Where's Bitcoin and Ethereum at? Bitcoin is actually just over 37,000 right now. It's under a little bit of pressure in this hour, so we might see it dip down below. But it's still over 35K. And if you go back, not even a month or two ago, it was at 25K. So it's holding up extremely well. We haven't had we last week um, before um, my show last week, we had a big dip where I think everybody was panicking. But however, I am not a TA guy, I'm a big FA guy. And what's pretty interesting is how quiet, my network is. I spend quite a bit of time on Twitter, searching around, trying to find the sentiments and stuff, and it is dead. It is still pretty dead. The market is very similar to when Bitcoin was at 25K and it was just kind of flat for a couple weeks. And that's kind of what it seems like. It's pretty slow. My Telegram chats are moving a little bit, but it's nothing like Euphoria or anything. It's not that bad at all. So I still think we still have some time to bring retail in and get people really invested. But right now, Bitcoin is over 37 and Ethereum is still over 2K, which is amazing. It did ramp up today, and that's under some pressure right now as the markets are doing their thing. But we're still pretty high. We're still floating high. And I tried to engage some average people and talk to them about crypto and see where their interest is at. There is no interest right now. This is all I do. I literally wear a crypto shirt around trying to talk to people, and people aren't asking how to buy. People aren't asking any of that. People, actually, the last about 5 people I talked to that were into crypto have told me that they're waiting to get money back from FTX or Celsius, or they got hacked, which is pretty sad. But you'd think that they're touching crypto right now. Probably not, right? So the market's doing good. We literally, another thing I want to talk about, if you follow BitLord on Twitter, that kid raised over $4 million by sending some addresses. So I did read, I'm going to steal this from someone I did read in Telegram, that it proves that you don't have to be a woman, to raise money from simps, people that, so. However, will BitLord succeed and everybody get their money back? I honestly kind of trust BitLord. I did not send money. I'm not going to play that game. But I hope everybody does, because I don't want anybody to lose money. That's not who I am. I want everybody to win. Right? Everybody should be a winner. So that's just something interesting that did happen. So how can we truly be in a real, extremely illiquid environment where some influencer on Twitter just raised $4 million by tweeting? So, so I mean, that also took a lot of money out of the market. We did see some that those days that he was launching and raising money, we did see some pretty um, good dip opportunities on some of the coins that he follows, because people were obviously rotating their liquidity. So um, I still think we're in a good position. I still think we might see some higher highs coming. Um, However, I woke up today and my altcoins are up big time. So I'm happy today. Am I taking profits? I haven't even looked at the charts on my altcoins. I just saw some percentages. I saw some people write me on Telegram saying, "Hey man, we're making money." Good. That's the goal. So I'll definitely start to do that after I get in my computer a little bit more later today and so forth. Your weekly wisdom. This is another one. This is another good one. I never thought about this, and I thought about this a little while ago, but I've always struggled with the question everybody's ask you, what do you want to be in, or what do you want to be in your life, and you're an adult, you got kids, a family, and say, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I think it's a question that sets people up for failure. And also, the question is, where do you want to be in 5 years? Who do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And so forth. Instead, we need to be asking a question, and what are you doing in your daily life, and how you can change that. Again, it goes with the quote, show me your habits and I'll show you your future, right? And basically is, if you're trying to get somewhere in 5 years, I'll give you the most basic example fitness wise. Say, hey, in 5 years I want to lose 30 pounds and be in a bikini and look good. And it's like, cool, great, that's great talk, but what are you doing about it today? Because it might take you 5 years, but what are you doing about it today, right now, tomorrow? If you start a habit tomorrow or today and you continue with it, you might hit your goal. You might hit whatever you're thinking. But if you're just thinking that and not doing anything about it and not planning on how to achieve that, you're not doing anything. So it's good to think ahead, but it's bad to think ahead because you think it's just automatically going to come. Oh, it's just so far away. It will happen. But yet you do nothing in your daily life to ever get there, right? So I like to think about, what are you doing today? What's going to set you up in the future, right? Are you starting to read books? Good. I can see some opportunities open up in your future that you might be looking for. What is it that your daily life wants to look like? Oh, you want to be a police officer? Okay, I respect that. However, do you want to deal with people hating you, throwing stuff at you, trying to fight you, trying to kill you? Because if you can't handle that, maybe you shouldn't be a police officer. Joshua, good morning. What's up, brother? So, you know, if you want to be something, you want to do something in your life, think about what the daily tasks are and if that's what you want in your daily life. So first write down what you want in your daily life and then go find things that can supplement that daily life, right? What do I want in my daily life? I don't want to have to really work for someone. I don't want to have to do that. So I learned trading. I learned investing and trading in crypto, and I could do it from my own home right now. And I made it, right? So, and why am I educating people and helping to give back? And that's because I need a purpose in life, right? So, um, anyway, enough about me. That's a little weekly wisdom. Don't think about what you want in 5 years. Think about what you can do today, what you can do tomorrow that will lead you to where you want to go in 5 years, because that's how you get stuff done. Anyway, a couple topics today I want to be talking about is one, in crypto ordinals. I had a few questions about Bitcoin ordinals. I have been kind of big on them. I haven't done a really difficult. I haven't really got into them really technical wise, but I'm an investor and I see that it is an incredible investment opportunity. And so I've been digging in. I've been trying to figure out, you know, certain things. So we're going to talk about that. And then also I'm going to talk about a digital residency. So if you're an American and you're struggling with KYC and getting into exchanges and stuff, I found a solution that works for some of it. So we'll go over that as well. And hopefully I won't take a terrible amount of time. So Bitcoin ordinals, if you don't know what a Bitcoin ordinals is, people are trying to relate to them as like an NFT on Bitcoin, even though it is a little bit different, right? So an NFT on Ethereum is basically you're just putting a URL on the blockchain, and that blockchain is pointing to the URL. So if something would happen with that URL, then your picture on Ethereum wouldn't be there. And so that was one of the things that Elon Musk was talking about with Joe Rogan, about how he didn't understand how NFTs had value because of that aspect. And he said maybe if we can put that picture actually on the blockchain, Well, that's what ordinals does to Bitcoin. You're actually inscribing an image or data or whatever onto a physical Satoshi, one Satoshi. Remember, there's 100 million Satoshis per Bitcoin, right? And so you're actually inscribing data or a picture or who knows what they're gonna get on there, how much data you can actually put on there. Maybe we'll see movies or music or so forth in the future. But right now we have JPEGs and certain images and data and writings and so forth. But you could actually inscribe that into a physical Satoshi. So that image is going to be on the Bitcoin blockchain for the entire history of Bitcoin. And if you believe in Bitcoin, you're going to understand that Bitcoin is not going anywhere. It's never going to go anywhere. And that data, that picture you provided on there, it can never get erased. You understand Bitcoin. It's immutable. You can't change it. Once you put it on there, it's going to continue to go. It can change owners. It can change whatever. You can sell it. But it's still going to be there, which is pretty cool. The big thing right now, since it's really in its infancy, it's truly early. They are now that we have a single Satoshi and we can identify a single Satoshi, they're going back in time saying, hey, let's find all these rare Satoshis that came out first in existence. So we have block 9, block number 9 that was mined by Satoshi Nakamoto that got sent, so they're in circulation. We have physical access to Satoshi's Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin, that was mined, the first ever mine on block 9 from Satoshi Nakamoto. Block 1 through 8 is still in Satoshi's wallet. They haven't moved. So those are not in circulation. The first ever Bitcoin in circulation, you can actually own, you can collect. I have the first ever mined Bitcoin by Satoshi Nakamoto in my wallet. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. As a Bitcoin collector and a believer, I have some of the oldest Bitcoin in existence. Kind of cool. Kind of dumb to some people, maybe. Kind of cool to some other people. Also, I see Luke and Scatman coming in. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. Talking about Bitcoin ordinals right now. If you're not in Bitcoin ordinals, I highly suggest trying to maybe get your feet wet in there. It is a big market. There's a lot of money coming in. There's a lot of wallets being made, exchanges being made. And so those are going to provide some good investments. Also, Bitcoin ordinals is a little bit more than just NFTs. I've been talking about the NFT aspect of it, but they also have BRC20 tokens, which each token represents a Satoshi, right? And so it's kind of the same investment thesis as NFTs. So we're really in its infancy. However, you'd think the Ethereum gas fees are high right now. Bitcoin fees have shot up pretty high, not close to Ethereum, I guess, but I guess we haven't seen that quite demand yet. But I think I paid a $10 fee to transfer Bitcoin the other day to buy something. So I was buying something for like $200 NFT or ordinals on Bitcoin. I think I had to spend I think it was over $10, like $10.23 to buy something. So the fees are a little high because it is Bitcoin. It is slow. It doesn't process that many transactions per second. So it's kind of a dinosaur technology. But hey, I actually own something that has history behind it, and it's literally inscribed in the blockchain. It can never go away, which is pretty cool. And so there's other collection ideas. There's rare Satoshis, which again, you could buy some piece of Satoshis that were used in the famous pizza transaction. Those are the absolute cheapest. You could get some uncommon ones, or you could get some, they have a bunch of different ideas. People are saying, hey, there's only a certain amount of this. So the very first Satoshi that comes after the halving, which we've only had 3 halving. So that next block that got mined, the very first Satoshi is, some holy grail, right? There's only going to be a few of these. And so there's people that are trying to make up things for collection ideas and so forth. And what's going to take off, what doesn't, is all up in the air, right? Where the money is going to go to try to collect these things, who knows? However, I do know that we are extremely early into that area of space. and there's money flowing into there to build it out. And so that's what I try to do. I try to follow the money and try to get in early and sell and make money, sell and make profit. And the cool thing is we're on Bitcoin. So if I spend Bitcoin to buy this and I sell it for more Bitcoin, I'm making more Bitcoin. I don't need to make trades. I don't make nothing. I'm making more Bitcoin. So which is cool. However, it is dangerous because I understand Ethereum. I have Ethereum, so I don't have Ethereum. Every time I get Ethereum, I spend it on tokens or NFTs or so forth. So I don't want that to be the case with Bitcoin because I value my Bitcoin and I don't want to just continuously spend it on things that might turn out to be worthless. It could absolutely go the other way. I actually bought a bunch of these like pizza ordinals, and they're pretty illiquid. I probably couldn't sell them if I wanted to, and I spent a good heft of money on them. So, but hey, will they come back? I don't know. Will I make money on them? Who knows? It's an investment. But Bitcoin ordinals is absolutely something that you guys should at least be looking into. If you're wondering about how it kind of works, it's almost identical to what we already do in Ethereum or other layer twos. They have application wallets, Xverse or Unisat. You download an you download this application wallet, you connect it to a marketplace, you buy stuff on a marketplace, and so forth. It gets a little complicated when you're looking at, okay, well, I'm buying 10,000 sats at a 2 sat price, so I have to pay 20,000 sats. I'm kind of lost here. So I'm paying 20,000 sats for 10,000 sats with the Bitcoin. Yes, but it could be famous Bitcoin or it could be something else. So it gets a little confusing. That I guarantee you'll easily work it out. You're just gonna have to kind of figure it out as you go. The user interfaces have been improving over time. I've been in Ordinals for like 6 months now, so it's getting easier and easier and more user friendly. More marketplaces coming out, a lot more projects launching, and that's also why we're seeing some fees and so forth. But get into ordinals if you're interested, if you're big in Bitcoin and so forth. However, if it's kind of a rich man's playground, so if your portfolio is not that big, suggest on whatever your strategy might be. Next thing I want to talk about is digital residency. So as an American, they cut us off. Airdrops, KYCs, exchanges, and so forth. I started looking into it. Obviously, you could get around a lot of this stuff with certain measures that we take, VPNs and using fake IDs and so forth. But that could come in handy if I could go pay $20, find some guy on Telegram and use their details, their accounts and so forth. But what happens when that exchange go bankrupt or they run off with your money or they say, hey, you need to verify your face or something and you have some other person's identity attached to your money, right? So it could come into an issue. However, I found a little bit different strategy now, and it's called the Republic of, I don't even know how to mention this country, whatever. But I talk about it in my Telegram chat as well. I'll post my link on Twitter, referral link. But basically, you spend, I don't know, I think I spent $250 for a trial for a year, 2 years or something. And I got an ID card in the mail. I got an ID card with my face on it. And now I am a digital citizen of this country. And so I scanned it. I signed up for a KuCoin account. And I got approved. Now I can have a KYC KuCoin account with my actual name, my actual details on there that I can use. And so this comes in big handy because let's just say I put $1,000 on KuCoin, it goes up, I make it big. Well, now they say, hey, you need to scan your facial biometrics, or you need to prove who you are. We're not going to give you your money. And be like, okay, cool. This is exactly who I am. And I am a citizen of the Republic of Palau. You can't deny that. I paid my citizenship for their country. And I guess I'm not going to... but there's pretty big names behind this. The founder of Ethereum, a billionaire, So there's pretty big names behind this concept, and it's a Web3 digital ID, basically to kind of get around borders. How it should be. There shouldn't be no reason to do this. And I did this all online. I didn't have to. Again, I had to scan my face. I had to put in my details, everything. But anybody with access to a smartphone could technically do this. Why can't the 6 billion people in the world that have a smartphone all do this? And then we could all have our identities, facial biometrics, and so forth. I know what you're thinking. You're in crypto. I probably should be anti KYC and so forth. However, I believe in a fair world, a fair market, and transparency. However, I do think that things need to be identified, right? There needs to be a way for people, again, if I own a property, nobody should have a right to just hack it out of my wallet. I should be able to have access to that property and find a better way to do that other than, you know, uh, typical KYC right now and banking regulations is absolutely corrupted, scams, bullshit, so forth. But anyway, digital residency, this is a way if you're an American to kind of get around some of those harsh KYC laws and anti-American crypto guidelines that we are playing with. I have not used it for certain other platforms. I've used it for an exchange and it worked great. So something that you could try out. I will continue to kind of post about this. I want to try this on some real world asset platforms that require KYC um, and not American investors. So there are some that I know. One of my biggest investments actually has properties for sale, but they say, sorry, we don't accept Americans. I want to see if I can buy some property tokens with my digital residency. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, pretty long video this week. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to see you guys in the chat. Thanks for coming in. If you ever have any questions, comments, drop them below. I'll give you a shout out. We'll talk about them. Anyway, until next week, love y'all. Peace.